All right, it's a little windy, but I have my hand over the microphone, so hopefully it doesn't pick up bad audio of the wind. But we've got rolled roofing. It's a two-stop. I'm here in this little town called Martin, South Dakota. They're redoing the school here. The gentleman with the dry van has some insulation pieces. He called them tapers because it helps taper the roof and let the water roll off. But the brown stuff goes to Rapid City. Excuse me, the green stuff and these are coming here. And then they got some insulation, so we're bumping it off. We're in a little bit of a hurry, but not in a huge rush because we want to get up to Rapid City as quick as possible. But it's a Friday, so after we're done here today, we are heading home. Come on. What is up, you little minions? Welcome back to another video. I appreciate you clicking on and watching with me. So that first clip was a delivery of the rolled roofing. It went to Martin, South Dakota, and then second stop was in Rapid City. I was able to make it home that night, Friday night, and get back to the house, so that was really sweet. Enjoyed the weekend at the house, and I don't remember whether I left out empty Sunday or Monday, but I rolled down empty to Oklahoma City like I normally do, burning 10 hours and just some empty deck. And then the money is too hot out of Oklahoma City with those shingles, so I have to deadhead out. There's nothing worth picking up in Colorado. Anyway, I just want to give you a heads up. The first 10 minutes of this video is me as a talking head, and some of the clips are outside, and there is some bad audio quality due to the wind. Bear with me, it's not the whole video, it's only this outside clip in Amarillo. But let's get to it and steal the moon.
Next, we are going to steal...
Pause for effect.
Howdy, drivers. I'll let you in on a little secret here. In the great state of Texas, with their fat prostitute of a freaking mascot, it's a little damp. In Amarillo, there's a Speedco right next door to the Buc-ee's. I always do this when I'm running down here. But you go ahead and pull into the Speedco. It's 11:15 at night. Pull into the Speedco, park it, walk your happy little ass over to Buc-ee's and get you some dinner, because they got these like Philly cheesesteak burritos that are freaking fantastic. They're my favorite. But anyway, that's what we're doing right now. And we're gonna confront these guys with this Dodge Ram about stealing caution cones. Now I'm not gonna do that. I used to do that when I was in high school, steal caution cones, block off roads for parties and stuff. Good old days.
What the hell's going on around here?
Street's closed, pizza boy. Find another way home.
Goddamn street racer.
All right, we got our dinner. Protein drink and some Philly cheesesteak burrito thing. I think it's a burrito. I'd call it a burrito. And there we are, all perched up. But yeah, just park there at the Speedco, walk over, get you some dinner. Got fuel over at the Petro, which, man, in the decade that I've been coming to Amarillo, I used to always like the Petro, and I think I'm liking the TA a little bit better. It's cleaner. The parking lot at the Petro is going to shit, like absolute shit. There are craters in front of... This grass just got watered. And with my heavy weight, I gotta walk light so I don't piss the ground off, said Lil Wayne. That's from a Lil Wayne song, if you didn't know. Anyway, the parking lot over at the Petro is just getting rougher and rougher, and they're not doing anything to fix it. And, in the decade that I've been trucking, I've only gone to the Big Texan once, because it's right across the road from that TA. And, but we went and got a wheel seal done at the TA the other week. And, it's cleaner. It is cleaner and better than the Petro, which is crazy. Because normally Petros, it's the opposite way around. The Petros are the cleaner ones. Hopefully this wind's not killing you guys. The wind, in fact, was destroying this audio clip. Don't worry, we're almost done. Thanks for sticking with me. But we're gonna eat our burrito. And as you can see, we're hauling nothing. Deadheading down. Slide those winches back so they don't ever make contact with that fender, because we go through fenders like we go through underwear. But we're running empty down to Oklahoma City from Colorado. We left the house at like 4:30, which means we'll get to OKC at about 2:30. Time for dinner though. What's the money, y'all? Texas cheesesteak burrito. It is a burrito. It is $9, but I think it is well worth it. Now, I am not a fan of the buses, for obvious reasons, because they don't allow truck parking, and they give you a bullshit excuse. They say that it's because the parking lot is not thick enough to support the weight of semi-trucks. Well, they could just make the parking lots bigger. So there's no parking allowed. And, you know, on TikTok, that mad cow, scruffy beard gentleman, I like him. He had a video about Buc-ee's and how some lady said in some video they don't service truck drivers, but it's that they just don't allow parking. They don't care what you do for a profession. They just don't want to lower their property value, inviting you on with your semi-truck. Which I get this day and age with our truck drivers, that just the way they carry themselves for the most part. But anyway, I'm not a fan of Buc-ee's, mainly based off that principle. But I am a fan of Buc-ee's, mainly based off that, I mean, shoot, this is like $4 at Love's. This was a $2.48. You know, the burrito, it's $9, but it's a dang good burrito. What was it again? Texas cheesesteak. So I will still be a customer of Buc-ee's, but I just don't like that they don't provide parking for trucks. And you know they're lying about the parking lot thing being not thick enough for the weight of 80,000 pounds, because they have fuel trucks deliver every single night. So yeah, that's that. And I'm sure truckers have had this experience where their family goes on their like road trip. You know, your family does a road trip. Maybe it's like your aunts and uncles or grandmas and grandpas or whoever. And they're talking to you and they're like, oh my gosh, you must love Buc-ee's, right? Because they just think all of a sudden they go through Texas, Alabama, wherever, there's a chain of Buc-ee's and they're spreading out. You know, we got one in Fort Collins, Colorado. But they're like, you must love Buc-ee's. And you're like, no, they don't allow truck parking. And you know, there's a few here and there, like this one in Amarillo, you can park right next door and walk across. There's the one where the I-35 meets back up, blanking on the name, but you can park at the TA, walk right across to that Buc-ee's. But anyway, your family members, because they go on their road trip with their camper or their RV or whatever, and they pull right into Buc-ee's and they're like, oh my gosh, it's the Disneyland of gas stations. And they're like, you must love Buc-ee's as a truck driver, you know, all over down south. And you're like, no, they don't allow truck parking. Just a reminder that the general public doesn't read shit or pay attention to shit, because we all know the signs. They got a Kenworth right on the front, little grass, like the you know, the political signs that people stick in their grass. It's just like that, and it says no trucks. And you know, they're at every entrance of a Buc-ee's. They're little, they might be white or yellow. There's no miss in them. Of course, we read signs as truck drivers, we have to. But it just lets you know, like, it kind of hurts when like maybe your friends or family say that, and you're like, oh man, you don't read shit. You're part of the drivers I hate that don't pay attention to signs and shit. Because it's I feel like that's one of those things that would stick with you. Like, oh man, look at this superstore of a gas station and travel stop. Oh, no trucks. They don't allow trucks in here while they're missing out on a lot of revenue. Obviously, Buc-ee's is doing fine without truck parking. But anyway, I'm sure you've had family members or friends who have ventured to the Disneyland of gas station travel stops and then said that to you as a truck driver. Well, I'm gonna eat this burrito because it's 11:30 and I gotta scoot over a state to OKC. And I'll tell you why I love these Texas cheesesteak burritos. The tortilla feels like it was made by a mamacita. I mean, it feels like an authentic flour tortilla. I know the camera won't do it justice, but you feel this thing, you're like Hecho in Mexico, okay? Inside, like pure cheesesteak meat. I mean, it is thick. It's a wrist thick. You can't go wrong with like authentic tortilla and meat. I unfortunately spilled a little barbecue sauce out the bottom of the tortilla on my shorts. So I'm gonna clean that up and get out of here. But that burrito is so dang good, I buy 2 of them every time. And I only eat like 1 meal a day. And you know, trucking, sometimes you find yourself in a little bit of a rush. And I forgot all the steaks that I bought. Freaking put them in the freezer last night. Forgot to pull them out today when I left the house. So anyway, those burritos are so dang good. Excuse me. That I buy a second one to heat up the next day for lunch. All right, well, we are parked at our delivery. You can't tell because it's dark and midnight, past midnight. But we're all lit up, unstrapped. Took all the V-boards off. Sometimes the V-boards will catch wrinkles in them from storing them or using them. So sometimes you can't really see them, but I'll strap them down right there and try and press them against each other to regain their V-board-esque shape. And once again, it's all dark so you can't see this, but stand on. I mean, I tightened the shit out of that when I because I'm 185 pounds and I stepped on it and it didn't wiggle at all. But old Richard's Building Supply got a late night and an early morning. You like that purple glow? You can kind of see it right there up by the visor. I love that. I love that for myself. It's the little things. So we got a purple glow up there behind the visor. All of my visor interior is lit up. I also have a little purple glow right there. It's more visible on the camera. We also have purple glow on the floor. And we are doing purple lights up there. I need to get purple for the back 4. But purple up top, purple down below, purple in the visor, and purple, just a little diode on the back catwalk area to kind of light that up. It is way more visible on camera. Like, this is so much more brighter on camera than it is in person. It's insane how much bright. It's like 10 times brighter what you're looking at versus what I'm looking at in person on the ground. I mean, I still see it very visibly, but yeah, it's just insane how the camera really freaking makes these colors pop. Anyway, time for bed in Normal, Illinois.
The next day.
All right, good morning, beautiful people from somewhere, Hennepin, Illinois. I'm finally putting these pipe stakes to use that I bought for like $260. Have never used them. Picking up some pipe today from a job site. I'm here in the staging lot. The agent told me, he was like, yeah, they'll load you up at 1 o'clock. And then I called my contact, and he was like, I told them to tell you to get here at 3. I can load you up at 3 maybe. But way over there is the job site. Well, it's not way over there. It's like a football field away. No, that's like 3 football fields away. That's an American measurement. 3 football fields or 27,000 hot dogs. But I'm just taking this load to West Virginia. And Reedsville, West Virginia, some small little town. Didn't seem too close to any big cities. So that's always nice. And gonna load up here, run through and deliver that tomorrow. It is more easy to make $3,000 a day than it has ever been. And that's fantastic. I love, people are like, oh, the fuel prices. Dude, fuel prices can stay right the fuck where they're at if I'm getting paid what I'm getting paid lately. I'm okay with it. Like, I feel like we're getting paid what we deserve. Hello from Gary, Indiana, the Petro. We just stopped here to get fuel. And by we, I mean I just stopped here to get fuel and take a shower because I sweated like crazy in Hennepin, something like that. Kenneplin, about 60 minutes north of Bloomington, Illinois. But anyway, we loaded up with some pipe. I'm about to sneeze, so forgive me. I actually cut that one out and quit recording and then re-recorded after my sneeze. First time using the pipe stakes. I thought about running chains because I've seen guys run chains under and across just to tighten them up. They're actually not like bouncing down the road. I'm cruising, to be honest, because it's not my most favorite load. This is one of those loads when you get it on, you'll be happy to immediately get, like, as soon as you get it on, you're like, I can't wait till I get that off. So common thought for us. Take that how you want. It was a joke. I was gonna say about loads. Anyway, you can get it. You're an adult. There's 22 of these things. These are called, oh my gosh, what are they called? Oh man, I'm blanking. They're like weights for a drill bit, and they're about 2,200 pounds. They start with a C, damn it. He told me right before I left, and I still got to write the bill of lading. It's a handwritten bill of lading because they didn't have any paperwork. But anyway, there's 22 of them. They're all the same size, 13 at the bottom, some on top. I put little pieces of wood right there as bumpers on the top row. But anyway, shitty thing about this load is those two are bigger. And there was a guy with a front end loader. It was a big front end loader with forks, and he loaded all the bottom ones, no issue. You know, kind of slowly let them roll off. Dunnage never moved or anything like that. I have 4 pieces of dunnage down there. But they would roll and they'd bump into the little pipe stakes. Everything was good. And then he started loading the top, but a telehandler came up. Well, when the telehandler came up, he put his forks this way so they'd stop, not like roll. I don't know. He didn't see us load the first ones, I guess, and saw that the guy had no issues. But anyway, the telehandler, I forget what happened, but one of the dunnage pieces moved. And I was like, hey, guy with the telehandler, while the front end loader goes and picks up these other ones, can you lift these up so I can move this dunnage piece back? And I think the telehandler is why the dunnage moved. But anyway, had him lift some up, and I moved it back. And then he loaded some more, but then the dunnage fucking moved again. It was annoying, excuse my French. But anyway, then I asked the guy, and like the front end loader ended up bending one of these all to heck. And I tried to bend it back a little bit. He bent it like, and I was like, first time use, already getting its battle scars. But then the telehandler, so dunnage moved again. I said, hey, telehandler, can you pick these ones up again? I need to move this dunnage back within the rub rail. And when the telehandler picked them up, he picked them up and then went backwards with them and bent that one all to heck back that way. I was like, dang it. I don't know. They just don't. I'm sure guys in Texas who load this stuff all the time are much more clean and quick, and so I don't know. But anyway, we got a choke chain, but it's not a chain, choke strap right here. All right, so it's choking. And we have belly straps for the bottom. We've got 5 up top, what you need, because these are just shy of 40 feet. No, are they at 40 feet? Anyway, I think I just called them 40 feet and put 5 straps. Choke strap right there, belly straps. I think one of these bottom ones I threw a choke strap on right here. But definitely more than enough straps. But why I pointed out those two being bigger than the other is because the angle of the strap is not going to touch. You'll see right there what I mean by straps not touching, because the height of the two on the right is taller. So we get stuff like that. So as you can see here, I just went ahead, these smaller ones, excluding the two bigger ones, I went ahead and choke strapped those, but then everything is over the top. Choke strapped all of them right there. But you gotta do what you gotta do. This will get us there. And yeah, these are not like those little pipes that you see in Texas all the time, because I thought I'd get a lot more. And first time hauling pipes like this. These are about 2,200 pounds each. I am pretty freaking spot on at 80K. But I do love a load that is low and heavy. Regen. But I don't like them round. I like them flat, like heavy steel beams or railroad track from BNSF. But that's that. We're taking it to Reedsville, West Virginia. I gotta get rolling because they took forever loading. 2 hours at the staging lot. 2.5 hours at the staging lot, 2.5 hours loading. So, yeah, we're well into our, you guys know what that is if you ELD, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Hang on. Oh yeah, we're eating it up. So I'm offloading here in West Virginia. This is a big freaking front end loader, like should have been loading me. Well, it was loading me. One about that size was loading me, but when the telehandler showed up, that's what freaking bent the heck out of my pipe stakes there. I don't make a good, what's it called, picture, thumbnail. So yeah, we're bumping off here and we'll look for a load. I didn't book nothing, but we'll look for a load for tomorrow out of West Virginia, or maybe PA, since we're right there at PA. All right, that's all they do here is freaking the oil field type drilling pipe. I'm pretty sure this is like oil field. I didn't ask what the place I picked up from used it to drill, but I know they went 2,800 feet down. Guy said, oh, we're not drilling, we drilled a hole. And I said, how deep? He's like, not that deep, just 2,800 feet. I was like, oh yeah, why didn't you guys just use some fucking shovels 2,800 feet? But anyway, spoke with the loader here. And I'm sweating like a whore in church. It is humid here. I think this is humidity, or I'm just sweating because it's hot and I just got done unloading and putting away the dunnage. But yeah, we just unloaded here in West Virginia. The north area of West Virginia, just on the south side of Pittsburgh. Went right through Pittsburgh and came down into the West Virginia state line, right about there. But anyway, I love when an operator is super smooth, and this operator unloading with that big front end loader, super careful, super smooth on the equipment, like mine and his. The place I loaded up was just rough, and I think the telehandler, that had a lot to do with it. That telehandler did not have enough strength for like even 3 or 4 of these pipes. But love when an operator is smooth. I actually shot the breeze with this operator that unloaded me. Super cool guy. I feel like an asshole though, because I already forgot his name, but I know it starts with an S. Steven, Scotty, S. I'm so sorry, but I can admit I'm not the smartest guy. Anyway, appreciate you subscribing, man. Be safe out here in West Virginia, and time to find us a load for tomorrow. Yo, family, it's fucking hot and sunny here. I'm in Mount Pleasant. Actually, let me back up, get a picture of the truck. I'm in Mount Pleasant loading up. I don't know exactly what they are. So we are loading up, I think maybe racks for some sort of electrical. They do a lot of transformers, actually. There's the transformers there. I don't know what those are. I don't know what's in the little blue boxes. But whatever we get, we'll ask them, what is this stuff? And then we'll tell you after that. But I have been here since 11:30 and it is 2:08 now. 2 hours and 40 minutes. I got out of dry van because dry van fucking boring, swinging doors. But I'm in flatbed. I'm in open deck. We're not supposed to wait. We're supposed to pull up. You load the shit, we strap the shit, we go. What's so hard to understand about that? No, it's just a cluster here. A little bit of a mess. They're doing a lot of stuff. They have to, like for the transformers, they have to unload their company truck and then set the transformers down and then reload the truck that's going out. I don't know. It is a mess though, but we're handling it, or they're handling it. Yeah, and then we're going back to Colorado because I got a set of 6-foot tarps sitting at the house that came 1 day late. They came 1 day after I left the house, and if I would have had them, I wouldn't be doing this run. I'd be doing something that needed tarps, probably paying a little bit more, because everything I kept calling on for good money needed tarps, and I was like, okay, there we are, folks. This place is so jam-packed. So I guess this is Hitachi stuff. They own like 205 acres or something right here off this road. They actually own the whole road that leads back there. There's like 6 houses. I was talking to a guy. There's like 6 or 7 houses. They own all of those. What's funny is most of the people in these houses work at that place, and it's also like part trucking company, which is those trucks right there. But yeah, as you can see, they got all their stuff lined up out here. But I asked him what are these for, and he just said frames. So if I have any electricians in the house, what are these for? Hitachi boxes, and then obviously I'm not asking an electrician what's in the box, but we got 2 long boxes right there. That is like just shy of 14 feet, so you have to use 3 straps on that, because remember, 2 within the first 10 feet, and then another one for every 10 foot after. So therefore 10 feet, 20 feet, 10 feet, 20 feet. So because that's 14 feet. But anyway, these are super light. I can move them around by hand. There's 3, no, there's 2 and 2. So 1 strap does good because that's under 5 feet. And then for these, I threw 3 straps because of the length. Again, not the weight. All the weight's probably there, but then again, that's so much frame that probably evens out whatever is in there. But yeah, you can just count it back, 2. Remember, every stake pocket is 2 feet. So from the front, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. We're beyond. So these are about 18 feet. So 2 within the first 10 feet and 1 thereafter. 3 straps on each of these frames. We are good to go. I went ahead and threw a half twist on the side, half twist in the middle, and half twist on the other side. So there is a 1.5 twist from side to side. But I didn't do it just, like a DNA strand spiral. I went ahead and did a half twist, and then I think this one goes the opposite direction, and then this one goes the opposite direction. So realistically, if you loosen this, you could fold it flat, except for 1/2 maybe. I don't know. Anyway, you get what I'm saying? Did I explain that good enough? I explained that good enough. All that matters is there's a half twist, half twist, half twist, and it stops the shit from flapping. And we're ready to roll. So, because we just finished securing here, I got to see whether I'm going to shoot up and take the 80. I'd rather not, or shoot across the 70. There is some Kenworth event going on in Chillicothe, Ohio, but unfortunately, your boy owns a Cascadia and not a Kenworth. So he can't show up and lower the property value. All right, y'all. Made it to, where am I? London. I always check to make sure that bad boy's closed. That'd suck if it wasn't. Going down the road, slapping the door, just banging, slapping around. We've made it to London, Ohio. Checking the straps, checking everything, as you should as a flatbed driver. Just want to fire up and go. But there was another thing I was going to say about the securement. You'll notice here I didn't put any edge protectors because this is smooth metal. On some items you put edge protectors, like same with that. Okay. That is a weight I'll walk over there in a second. But wood, this is soft wood. This is probably pine. So it creases in real easy for the straps. And man, all of these straps are freaking tighter than a crab's ass, and that's watertight, y'all. But for example, like, this is smooth metal, but sometimes you'll put a edge protector on certain material to protect the strap from abrasion. This stuff is so smooth and rolled that it's not going to cut nothing. So, and same with the wood. So we are all good on edge protection. But anyway, I'm at one of my favorite stops. Not like this one in particular, but Sheets. Gotta go get me some grub, bruh. And oh my God, I changed into shorts. There is nothing worse than driving in like pants and like I wear boxer briefs, pants and underwear that you have sweat your ass off in. And so they're like kind of damp and they're just not comfortable to sit in. Oh, it's the worst. Normally I change right after freaking getting loaded. Boop. But yeah, dealing with that swamp ass or whatever. Ugh, terrible. Terrible.
The next day.
Well, I'm at Quick Trip here in Oak Grove, Missouri. Just bailed off for lunch. Luckily, I had a Sheets burrito to make that I bought extra yesterday because their freaking kitchen inside was closed. But, y'all, I have a trick question for you. Is it that the roads in America are so shitty that as you're driving down the road, everything falls apart? There it is. Found that little guy yesterday. Or, and this is the trick question part, is it the roads and everything falls apart? Or is it the fact that everything in America is just built so shitty, it just falls apart? So now I gotta look through and find where this came from. But I think I found where this bolt came from. You see that one right there? Not the one facing us, but that one on the left, okay? Look at that, see the one on the right is missing. So the consensus? America just doesn't fucking take pride in making shit anymore. I think it's just a person problem, to be honest with you. People don't take pride in doing a good fucking job. All right, so that was a super easy delivery. I'm gonna flip you around. I delivered 2 of those frames. I delivered like 4 of those boxes and then some long ones. But the guy who unloaded me, Joey, great guy, did a good job. He only had like 5 swoops and plucked it all off. Those breakers, the things with the white, those frames hold those breakers. So anyway, now I know what they do. And then you can't really see it, but there's some cylindrical containers under there that sit in those round parts. But anyway, he explained that to me, so now it's time to get going to Oklahoma City, because I got a good paying load that goes up to Fargo, North Dakota, and that's why it pays so dang good. Oh yeah, we got our coffee, our nicotine and caffeine, and our seatbelt, of course, safety first.
As always, thank you for watching. If you learned anything from this video, or if you want to see more of anything in particular, jot it down in the comments and I'll get back to you. We'll catch you on the next video. As always, stay loaded.